$300,000 in 8 weeks. That's what some commercial fishermen make on a single trip to the Bering Sea. But here's the catch. Literally, you're working 20-hour shifts in freezing rain, sleeping 3 hours a night on a boat that's rocking so violently grown men are thrown across the deck, and eating the same meal for weeks straight because the cook ran out of supplies. One wrong move and you're overboard in water, so cold you have 5 minutes before hypothermia kills you. Yet every year, thousands of men and women sign up for this floating hell. Why? And more importantly, how do they survive 6 months at sea when everything about this job is designed to break you? The answer involves more than just guts and determination. These modern-day ocean warriors have developed survival techniques, eating strategies, and sleeping hacks that would shock most people. What you're about to discover will change how you think about the food on your plate and the people who risked everything to get it there. Right now, somewhere in the North Pacific, there are hundreds of commercial fishing vessels battling waves that could swallow a house. These aren't your weekend fishing boats. We're talking about massive steel ships ranging from 50-foot crab boats with crews of 5 to 300-foot factory trawlers carrying 150 people. Each one is miles from the nearest coast, working in some of the most hostile waters on Earth. The crews aboard these vessels face deployments lasting anywhere from 6 weeks to 6 months, depending on the type of fishing and the season. And here's something that might shock you. Commercial fishing is statistically the deadliest job in America. The fatality rate is 29 times higher than the average worker. These aren't office jobs. These are life or death situations happening every single day. So why do they do it? The money. A deckhand on an Alaskan crab boat can make $20,000 to $50,000 in just 8 weeks. Experienced crew members pull in $80,000 to $150,000 per season. Captains and boat owners, they can walk away with $300,000 or more from a single successful trip. But here's the thing, you earn every single dollar. If you've ever wondered what it takes to survive the world's most dangerous job, drop a comment below. Let's talk about something most people take for granted. Sleep. Now imagine trying to sleep in a space smaller than an airplane seat while your entire world is tilting 30 degrees in every direction. The bunks on fishing vessels are stacked 3 high in crew quarters that reek of diesel fuel, fish guts, and sweat that never fully dries. Each bunk measures roughly 6 feet long by 2 feet wide, with maybe 2 feet of headroom above you. You're basically sleeping in a coffin that's been bolted to a wall. But here's where it gets really brutal. Everything is wet. Your clothes are wet. Your bunk is damp. The air itself feels saturated with moisture. In the Bering Sea, where water temperatures hover just above freezing, that wetness seeps into your bones and never leaves. You strip off your rain gear after a 20-hour shift, and within minutes, you're climbing into a bunk that's still warm from the guy who just got up to start his shift. The sheets might hold the moisture from his body. You have to hope he followed basic hygiene. But you're so exhausted, you don't even care. The sleep deprivation during peak fishing season is beyond what most people can comprehend. During Alaskan king crab season, crews work 18 to 20-hour shifts. The mentality is simple and brutal. No sleep until the pots are hauled. When the crab are running and weather windows are narrow, rest becomes a luxury you can't afford. Deckhands catch maybe 2 to 4 hours of sleep per day, sometimes less. They work until their bodies literally start shutting down. Then they collapse wherever they can find space. Some crews sleep in their rain gear on deck, wedged between equipment, grabbing 15-minute power naps between pot sets. The boat rocks. The machinery never stops. The deck boss is yelling. Alarms are going off, and somehow these ocean warriors have trained themselves to fall asleep instantly. Veterans teach rookies a crucial survival skill. When you get a chance to rest, you rest. Don't think about the next shift. Don't worry about the weather. Just close your eyes and let your body shut down. It's a form of meditation born from necessity. Factory trawlers operate on slightly more civilized schedules with rotating shifts, but the challenge remains the same. Your body has to learn to sleep when the opportunity presents itself, not when you feel tired. The constant motion becomes a lullaby that experienced fishermen actually find comforting. Many report that they sleep worse on land than they do at sea because the rocking motion and the hum of engines create a sense of security they've learned to depend on. Now, let's talk about the person who might be the most important crew member on any fishing vessel. The cook. This unsung hero faces a job that would break most restaurant chefs. Imagine cooking for 15 to 100 people in a kitchen that never stops moving. We're not talking about gentle swaying. We're talking about violent lurches that can send you flying across the galley if you're not holding on. Every piece of equipment has to be chained down or secured with heavy straps. Pots of boiling water, vats of hot oil, industrial ovens, all of it moving in 3 dimensions at once. One wrong move and you've got third-degree burns or worse. The cook works in conditions that would immediately shut down any health department-approved restaurant. Yet somehow, they produce thousands of meals that keep crews alive and working. The job starts before the boat even leaves port. Loading provisions for a 6-month fishing trip is like preparing for an Arctic expedition. Smaller crab boats might load 5,000 pounds of food. Larger factory trawlers can carry 50,000 pounds or more. Every inch of freezer space gets packed floor to ceiling. Dry goods get stored in every available compartment. And here's the critical part. There's no resupply once you're out there. If you run out of something in the middle of the Bering Sea, you're just out of it. Period. Cooks have to plan their menus with military precision. Fresh food, fruits, vegetables, milk, bread lasts about 2 weeks if they're lucky. Crews enjoy salads and fresh meals for those first glorious 14 days. Then reality sets in. From week 3 onward, everything comes from cans, freezers, and dehydrated packages. But the best cooks know how to work magic with limited ingredients. They rotate meals to prevent boredom. They get creative with spices and preparation techniques. They understand that food isn't just fuel on these boats. It's morale. It's comfort. It's the one thing that makes the suffering bearable. The amount of food these crews consume would shock most people. Working in freezing conditions while hauling hundreds of pounds of gear burns calories at an insane rate. Deckhands need 4,000 to 6,000 calories per day just to maintain their body weight. A typical day might include eggs, bacon, pancakes, and hash browns for breakfast, burgers, fries, and soup for lunch, steak, potatoes, vegetables, and bread for dinner. And then there's the midnight feed, a full meal served to the night crew to keep them going through the brutal graveyard shift. The midnight feed isn't a snack. It's a complete hot meal. Pasta, chicken, pizza, whatever the cook can prepare to fuel exhausted bodies. Coffee flows like water. 50 to 75 gallons per day on some vessels. Energy drinks get consumed by the case. Anything with caffeine becomes currency. But here's what civilians don't realize. During peak fishing, there are no meal breaks. Crews grab food between pot sets. They eat standing up on deck, still wearing their gear, covered in fish slime and salt spray. A deckhand might shove a sandwich in his mouth while securing a line. Gulp down coffee while the boat is repositioning. The cook prepares food knowing that half the crew will eat it cold because they can't get to the galley when it's hot. On the best boats with the best cooks, the crew actually gets to sit down together for at least one meal a day. It becomes a sacred time, a moment of humanity in an environment that strips away almost everything else. The cook knows every crew member's favorite meal, makes birthday cakes from whatever ingredients remain, accommodates dietary restrictions even when options are limited. This isn't just cooking, it's psychology. It's knowing that a perfectly cooked meal can mean the difference between a crew that functions and a crew that falls apart. When supplies start running low toward the end of a trip, creativity reaches new levels. One Bering Sea crew reported finishing a 3-month season with nothing left but rice, canned corn, and frozen chicken. The cook made variations of the same meal for 2 weeks straight. Another vessel ran out of bread, so the cook learned to make flatbread from flour and water. Desserts become especially important. Sugar provides quick energy and comfort. Cookies, cakes, pies, anything sweet gets devoured within minutes of coming out of the oven. Some of the highest paid cooks in commercial fishing make $80,000 to $120,000 per season because boat owners know that good food keeps crews happy, productive, and willing to return next year. Bad food leads to low morale, poor performance, and crew members who never come back. Now let's discuss something that might seem trivial but becomes critically important after weeks at sea. Hygiene. On smaller fishing vessels, fresh water is precious. Some boats have limited desalination capacity. Others rely on tanks filled before departure. This means showers are rationed. You might get 3 minutes of water per day if you're lucky. Some boats only have saltwater showers. You soap up, rinse off in ocean water, and never quite feel clean. The salt stays on your skin, in your hair, crusting on your clothes. During intense fishing periods, some crews go weeks without a proper shower. They're working 20-hour days, collapsing into bunks, waking up and doing it again. Personal hygiene falls to the bottom of the priority list when you're fighting for survival and chasing paychecks. Baby wipes become a fisherman's best friend. Quick wipe down of the face, armpits, and critical areas. It's not a shower, but it's something. Laundry facilities don't exist on many smaller vessels. Crew members wear the same clothes for weeks or even months. The smell becomes overwhelming. Fish guts, sweat, diesel fuel, all blending into an odor that's indescribable to anyone who hasn't experienced it. On larger factory trawlers, there might be washing machines, but with 100 people trying to do laundry during their few hours of downtime, getting access is a challenge. The bathroom situation tests everyone's limits. Shared facilities for the entire crew. Using the head during rough seas requires athleticism and courage. The toilet is moving. You're moving. Everything is wet and slippery. Privacy is a joke. You learn to do your business as quickly as possible and not think too hard about the conditions. It's just another aspect of fishing life that separates those who can handle it from those who can't. What really keeps these crews alive isn't the equipment or the technology. It's the brotherhood. Commercial fishing is one of those rare jobs where you literally cannot survive alone. Every person on that boat depends on every other person for their life. You watch your crewmates back because tomorrow you'll need them to watch yours. The hierarchy on fishing vessels is strict and respected. The captain's word is law. The deck boss runs the fishing operations. Veterans command respect through experience and proven toughness. Greenhorns, first-time crew members, start at the bottom and have to earn their place through hard work and competence. Conflicts happen when you put alpha personalities in confined spaces for months at a time. But the best crews have unwritten rules. Settle disputes quickly. Don't hold grudges. And never ever let personal issues interfere with the work, because that's how people die. The safety equipment on these boats represents the thin line between life and death. Every crew member has a survival suit, a bright orange full body suit designed to keep you alive if you go overboard. In Bering Sea waters, you have approximately 5 minutes before hypothermia renders you unconscious. The survival suit buys you time, maybe 30 minutes to an hour if you're lucky and the crew can get to you. Man overboard drills are taken seriously because they happen. Rogue waves, equipment malfunctions, a moment of inattention. 1 second you're on deck, the next you're in the water, watching your boat disappear. The crew trains constantly for these scenarios. Life rings, rescue boats, coordinated procedures that have to work perfectly the first time because there usually isn't a second chance. Real stories circulate through the fishing community. The deckhand who was swept overboard and survived because his captain made an impossible rescue in heavy seas. The boat that capsized in minutes, killing most of the crew. These aren't cautionary tales. They're reminders that respect for the ocean isn't optional. Communication with the outside world varies by vessel. Smaller boats might have satellite phones with limited minutes. Calls home are brief and expensive. Internet access is non-existent. Crews go weeks without contact with their families. They miss birthdays, holidays, emergencies. On larger factory ships, there might be email access or even limited internet, but it's slow and shared among 100 people. The isolation affects everyone differently. Some fishermen thrive on the disconnection. It's a break from the complexity of modern life. Others struggle with missing their families, worrying about what's happening back home. The support system becomes the crew itself. You celebrate together when fishing is good. You suffer together when it's not. You become a family born from shared hardship. The physical toll of commercial fishing is staggering. Injuries are common. Crushed hands from closing pot doors, broken bones from falls on icy decks, deep lacerations from hooks and knives, frostbite from exposure. Most injuries get treated on the boat by whoever has the most medical knowledge. Serious cases require helicopter evacuation if weather permits. If weather doesn't permit, you suffer through it and hope for the best. The long-term health impacts are severe. Years of physical labor in extreme conditions destroy joints and backs. Exposure to cold causes circulation problems. The sleep deprivation creates lasting cognitive issues. Commercial fishermen age faster than almost any other profession. A 40-year-old veteran often has the body of a 60-year-old, yet they keep coming back. There's something addictive about the work, the intensity, the camaraderie, the money. After experiencing that level of raw existence, normal jobs feel boring and meaningless. Many fishermen work 3 to 4 months per year and spend the rest of their time living on the money they've made. It's a gambling lifestyle. One good season can set you up for a year. One bad season and you've risked your life for minimal return. The pay structure on most commercial fishing boats is based on crew shares. Everyone gets a percentage of the catch. The captain and owner take the largest shares. Experienced deckhands get middle shares. Greenhorns get the smallest percentage. This means everyone is invested in the success of the trip. When the fishing is good, everyone makes money. When it's bad, everyone suffers. A deckhand on a successful Alaskan king crab boat can make $50,000 in 2 months. That's more than many Americans make in a year. But that same deckhand might make $8,000 on the next trip if the crab aren't running. It's a lottery where you pay with your body and hope the ocean gives back. Some fishermen have worked for 30 or 40 years. They've made millions over their careers. They've also survived conditions that killed their friends. They keep coming back because it's in their blood. It's who they are. These aren't just fishermen. They're survival experts operating in an environment that actively tries to kill them every single day. Every piece of fish on your plate, every shrimp in your pasta, every crab leg at a restaurant represents this sacrifice. Someone risked their life in freezing water on a boat that was rocking violently while sleeping 3 hours a night and eating whatever food remained. The commercial fishing industry is facing a crisis. Fewer young people are entering the profession. The work is too hard, the risks are too high, the lifestyle is too demanding for a generation that values work-life balance. But the veterans keep going out. They keep bringing back the catch that feeds millions of people. They deserve respect. They deserve recognition. They deserve to have their stories told. The next time you sit down to a seafood meal, remember the crew that made it possible. Remember the cook who fed them. Remember the captain who brought them home. These are the unseen heroes of the ocean. If this story opened your eyes to the reality of commercial fishing, hit that like button and subscribe for more content about the people who do the jobs most of us could never handle. Drop a comment about your most extreme work experience. We want to hear your stories. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.